Have you ever felt like you're a warrior on an invisible battlefield? No gunshots, no bombs, yet there are wounds and scars that sometimes aren't easy to heal. It's the battlefield of disrespect, where poisonous words, dismissive actions, and indifferent attitudes become weapons of attack. Perhaps you've been the target of those arrows, and you've wondered how to defend yourself without becoming aggressive or losing your dignity. I've been there too. I used to be a naive warrior, often wounded by the words and actions of others. But over time, I've learned the secrets to dealing with these enemies. I've discovered that true strength isn't in retaliation, but in building a solid fortress for ourselves, a fortress of self-respect, self-confidence, and resilience. Today, I'm going to share these secrets with you. We'll explore not only how to handle disrespectful people, but also to better understand the nature of respect, self-respect, and how they affect every aspect of your life. We'll delve into the details, each facet, so you can equip yourself with the most powerful tools to win this silent battle. Prepare yourself, because this won't just be a lesson. It will be an exciting journey of self-discovery. Are you ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Decoding Disrespect and the Power of Silence. Before we start fighting, we need to understand our enemy. So, what is disrespect really? Why does it exist? And why do some people tend to look down on others? Maybe they feel insecure, maybe they're influenced by a toxic environment, or maybe they simply don't know how to behave. The answer can be complex, but there's a common thread we can see. Disrespectful people often seek a reaction from you. They want you to feel small, weak, and vulnerable. This is the key to solving this issue. Instead of giving them what they want, we'll strip them of their power through composure, silence, and self-assurance. 1.1. The challenging gaze, the power of silent stare. We'll start with a seemingly simple but incredibly effective technique, the silent stare. It might sound ordinary, even a bit funny, but don't underestimate the power of a look. When someone is intentionally being rude or disrespectful, a direct, calm gaze, without any hint of discomfort, will make them feel extremely awkward. How it works: deprives the expected. Disrespectful people often secretly expect a reaction from you. They want you to be confused, angry, or even scared. When you don't meet those expectations, they lose their sense of control and purpose. Reverses the game. Instead of becoming a puppet in their game, you'll switch to the role of a cold observer. This reverses the stakes and makes them uncomfortable because they no longer have control over your reactions. Nonverbal communication. Sometimes a look can convey more meaning than any words. A direct gaze that isn't aggressive but carries more weight and meaning. It sends a silent message: I'm not participating in your game. The power of self-control. Practicing the silent stare isn't just a trick, it's an exercise in developing self-control and managing your emotions. It helps you control yourself and not let others dictate how you feel. You won't fall into the trap they're trying to set. Real-life example. I was once in a meeting where a colleague kept interrupting and disrespecting my opinions. Even though I tried to be polite, he didn't stop. Finally, I decided to remain silent, leaned back in my chair, folded my arms, and looked directly into his eyes. Without blinking, without expression, I held that gaze for about 5 seconds. As a result, he started to stammer, became flustered, and finally had to look away. From then on, he never dared interrupt me again. That look was more powerful than any words. Important note: the silent stare isn't a provocative action. It's not a way to get revenge, but a way to set boundaries and protect your self-respect. Practice it calmly and confidently. Quick tip: practice in front of a mirror to ensure you can deliver the silent stare naturally and effectively. Self-confidence. When you control your gaze, you'll feel more confident and no longer be afraid of the negative looks of others. 1.2. Silence speaks volumes, the weapon of non-reaction. Next, we'll explore a weapon even more potent than the silent stare: complete silence. When someone is intentionally being disrespectful, not reacting at all can be the most powerful response. Active silence. Many people might think silence is a passive action, but in reality it's the opposite. Silence is an active choice, and sometimes it's the boldest choice you can make. When you don't take their bait, you strip them of their power. Creates awkwardness. When someone's negative words don't get a response, they will hang in the air, creating a palpable, awkward silence. The other person will have to face their own behavior and feel uncomfortable. Declaration of self-respect. Silence is a silent declaration that you are too valuable for the other person's rudeness. You're saying you respect yourself too much to waste time and energy on meaningless arguments. Typical example: I have an acquaintance who likes to joke with sarcastic remarks. Usually, I would try to explain or argue back, but that only encouraged him. One day, when he joked like that again, I just looked at him silently and then continued my conversation with others. He felt flustered and didn't dare joke anymore. My silence sent a clear message: I don't care about your words. The power of not participating. Not reacting isn't easy, especially when you feel offended. But when you master silence, you'll realize it's a powerful tool for maintaining your peace and energy. It allows you to remain calm and in control of the situation while saving time and energy. Difference between silence and passivity. It's important to distinguish that silence, in this case, isn't being passive or accepting disrespect. It's an active way to protect yourself and not participate in the negative game of others. Quick tip: focus on your breathing when you're silent. This will help you stay calm and not let emotions control you. Inner peace. When you master silence, you'll feel more peaceful and no longer be affected by the negative words of others. 1.3. Why do we get stuck in the explaining cycle? One of the biggest traps we often fall into when dealing with disrespect is trying to explain. Why do we do that? Maybe it's because we want to be recognized, understood, or maybe we believe that by explaining we'll change their minds. But the truth is, it usually never works. A vicious cycle. Explaining only gets us caught in a vicious cycle. The more we explain, the more opportunities the other person has to criticize and judge. They'll find every way to nitpick and deny what you say. Aiding disrespect. When we try to explain, we're unintentionally admitting that the other person has the right to judge us. This only makes them feel more important and powerful. Losing self-control. Trying to explain makes us lose self-control. We're placing our self-acceptance in the hands of others, which makes us feel insecure, worried, and vulnerable. The futility of explaining. People who don't respect you often don't want to understand you. They just want to find an opportunity to feel better, smarter, and more powerful. Therefore, explaining is pointless and a waste of your time and energy. Don't waste your time and energy explaining to people who don't want to understand. Focus on protecting your values and self-respect, rather than trying to please others. Self-confidence. When you stop trying to explain, you'll feel more confident and no longer be afraid of the judgments of others. Part 2. Building your fortress of self-esteem. Changing mindset and actions. Now, we'll go deeper and explore ways you can change your mindset and actions to build a solid fortress of self-esteem for yourself. We won't just stop at dealing with disrespect. We'll also equip ourselves with powerful weapons to live a confident, meaningful, and happy life. 2.1. No need to explain. The Declaration of Freedom. Have you noticed how we often tend to want to explain all of our decisions? We often feel responsible for explaining our choices to others, whether it's choosing a job, a relationship, a place to live, or even just picking a meal for lunch. But the truth is, you're under no obligation to do so. Right of autonomy. You have absolute autonomy over your life. You don't have to explain anything to anyone, unless you want to. Freedom of decision-making. You have the freedom to make decisions for your life based on your own values, desires, and needs. No one has the right to interfere. No one has the right to interfere with your decisions unless you allow it. Disguised judgment. Sometimes why questions are just a disguised form of judgment. The other person may not really care about your reasons. They just want to find an opportunity to criticize and judge. They're trying to find holes in your decision to boost their own confidence. Source of self-confidence. When you stop explaining to others, you're sending a powerful message that you are confident in your decisions. You don't need the approval of others to be happy with yourself. I remember when I decided to change careers, many people were skeptical and asked lots of questions. At first, I tried to explain my reasons and plans, but the more I explained, the more tired I felt. Finally, I decided to just say simply, "Because I want to." That answer surprised everyone, but it also helped me feel so much freer. I realized I didn't have to explain my decisions to anyone. Focus on doing what's best for yourself, rather than trying to please others. Remember that your life is yours, and you have the right to live it as you wish, as long as you're not hurting anyone else. When you stop explaining, you'll feel like you've taken a burden off your shoulders and will feel more free and relaxed. Practice giving short and confident answers when you don't want to explain. For example, "That's my choice," or "I feel it's right for me." 2.2. Keeping distance. Know your enemy, know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. Sometimes the best way to deal with disrespectful people isn't trying to change them. It's creating a certain distance. This doesn't mean you have to completely cut off the relationship, but it means you should limit your contact and interaction with them. Protecting your energy. Disrespectful people often tend to drain your energy. Creating distance will help protect your mental and emotional health. Avoid negative exposure. Limit the time you spend with negative people who constantly criticize and judge you. Protecting your peace. Creating distance will help you avoid pointless arguments and maintain peace of mind. Reevaluate relationships. Distance will allow you to have a more objective view of your relationships. You'll be able to see that some relationships don't benefit you and even cause you pain. Identify toxic relationships. Distance will help you see toxic relationships more clearly, those relationships that only bring you negativity and unhappiness. Focus on positive relationships. Spend time and energy on relationships that bring you joy, happiness, and growth. When you have a certain distance from others, you have the right to make your own decisions. You'll no longer be dominated by their negative behaviors and words. You'll be able to take control of your life and not let others interfere. You'll be able to decide for yourself what's best for you, instead of having to listen to the opinions of others. I used to have a close friend who always liked to joke with insulting words. Even though I tried to talk to them about it, nothing changed. Finally, I decided to limit my contact with them. And surprisingly, I felt much more comfortable and relaxed. I realized that I was under no obligation to endure the negative behaviors of others. Spend time and energy on people who genuinely care and respect you. Don't waste time on relationships that don't add any value to your life. Try to reduce the time you spend with disrespectful people by limiting calls, texts, or direct meetings. 2.3. Hold your head high. The power of confidence. And finally, one of the most important things you can do to deal with disrespectful people is to maintain your confidence and hold your head high. This isn't just a physical action. It's also a declaration of self-respect and self-worth. Disrespectful people often want to see you feel small and insecure. When you hold your head high and walk with confidence, you're taking away their weapon. When you show confidence, you're sending the message that you're not easily vulnerable and you're not afraid of the negative words of others. Your confidence will overshadow the negative behaviors of others and make them meaningless. When you're confident in your value, you'll radiate a special attraction. People will feel your strength, your resilience, and your genuineness. Self-esteem doesn't mean you have to be arrogant or look down on others. Self-esteem is a correct perception of your own value and a respect for yourself. Self-esteem is when you know you have strengths, good values, and meaningful contributions to society. Self-esteem is when you respect yourself, don't let others treat you with disrespect, and you believe in yourself. I remember a time when I felt very insecure about myself. Back then, I would often look down and avoid eye contact with others. But when I started to practice self-confidence, I began to hold my head high and walk more powerfully. And you know what? People started to treat me with more respect. Remember that you're a valuable person and you deserve to be respected. Don't let anyone make you feel inferior. Hold your head high, walk with confidence, and shine in your own way. Practice standing up straight, holding your head high, and looking people directly in the eyes. Practice speaking clearly, coherently, and confidently. Your confidence is not only useful for yourself, it can also inspire others. Part 3. Conclusion and moving towards a self-reliant and happy future. So, we've journeyed a long way together, exploring ways to deal with disrespect intelligently and resiliently. We've learned that the power of silence. Sometimes silence is the most powerful answer, helping you conserve energy and maintain your composure. The right to refuse explanation. You're not obligated to explain yourself to those who don't want to understand. You have the right to make decisions and live as you wish. Distance makes a difference. Keeping a certain distance from negative people is the best way to protect yourself from pain and to reevaluate your relationships. Confidence is key. Confidence is an important factor in helping you overcome any challenge and live a meaningful life. 3.1. Lessons learned from the battle. Self-respect is the foundation. Always prioritize your self-respect. Never allow others to belittle you. Recognize your self-worth. Be aware of your own value. Know who you are, your strengths, and that you deserve respect. Don't compromise. Never compromise on disrespectful behavior. Always protect your rights. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. If you feel uncomfortable with someone, trust your feelings and create distance from that person. Listen to your heart. Sometimes your mind can deceive you, but your heart always tells you what's right. Don't ignore feelings. Don't try to ignore negative emotions. Face them and find solutions. Be persistent and patient. Changing mindset and behavior is a long process that requires persistence and patience. Believe in yourself and don't get discouraged by difficulties. Never stop learning. Keep learning, developing your knowledge and skills to become stronger. Focus on self-development. Focus on your self-development rather than comparing yourself to others. Seek support. Don't hesitate to seek support from friends, family, or a therapist. You don't need to face everything alone. Share your feelings. Don't hesitate to share your feelings with those you trust. Seek advice. Seek advice from experienced people who can help you overcome your difficulties. Understand yourself. Take the time to understand yourself. Identify your strengths and weaknesses. From there, you can build a strong character and a powerful sense of confidence. Emotion diary. Keep an emotion diary to record your feelings and better understand yourself. Meditation. Meditation can help you calm your mind, relax, and better understand yourself. 3.2. Moving towards a self-reliant and happy future. Keep practicing. Keep practicing the skills you've learned in this video. Apply them in your daily life so that they become habits and instincts. Spread positivity. Share this knowledge and experience with those around you. You can help them build confidence and protect themselves from disrespect. Live authentically. Live as yourself and don't let anyone change you. You are a unique and valuable individual. Always believe in your own values and live authentically and happily. Learn to forgive. Learn to forgive those who have treated you with disrespect. It doesn't mean you accept their behavior. It means you're freeing yourself from negative feelings and moving towards a brighter future. Create healthy relationships. Choose positive relationships. Build genuine friendships, and love yourself, and get rid of toxic relationships that make you feel tired and unhappy. Live fully. Live every moment to the fullest, enjoy the good things in life, and don't waste time on negative things. Life is a journey full of challenges, but also full of opportunities to learn, grow, and discover yourself. Dealing with disrespectful people can be a difficult experience, but it's also an opportunity for you to realize your inner strength and build a more meaningful and happy life. Always remember that you deserve to be respected and loved. Always believe in yourself, live authentically, and shine in your own way. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you found this content useful, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with other people who also need support and encouragement. See you in the next video.